week. I've been struggling about the topic we're going to be talking about today. Now, this is because of happening around Nigeria. If I had picked a topic, right? I had done a video and I was ready for you guys to see this week's topic. But the whole thing just messed me up. And I said, okay, you know what? It is keeping it real with sisi kaydee. The best thing to do is to keep it real with the current happenings of the country. So, hey beautiful people, welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real with sisi kaydee. Now, in this episode, talking about knowing and understanding our human rights. Okay, I'm sure everybody is aware of what's happening in Nigeria currently. There's a protest. People are protesting against bad government. There are also people protesting against those that are protesting against bad government. Yeah, that's what democracy is all about, right? You can express yourself. I just felt like there's no better time to talk about today's topic because a lot of us, some people, maybe a huge number of Nigerians have no idea what this human rights is all about. Human rights. Oh, it's my right, it's my right, it's my right. What is it all about? So sisi kaydee has taken it upon herself to tell you what it is. Now, before we go further, let's get a definition from an SS1 student. Hey Rich, can you define what human rights is to us?
Human right means having the rights, duties, and obligations of a citizen.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's having the duties, obligations, and what?
Rights, duties, and obligations of a citizen.
Rights, duties, and obligations of a citizen. Okay. All right. So we've heard from Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard is my handsome son. He's an SS1 student, and with his definition, I'm sure some people already know what it is. But let's go deeper. And I'm going to break it down. So human rights are simply set of rules. They are principles around equality and fairness. Okay, what makes it that somebody cannot just see you walking on the road and slap you? That's under human rights. Okay, so there are rules and principles around fairness. Now, these rules are wrapped around our freedom. Okay, these rules are around our freedom. Okay, freedom to make certain choices as citizens of the country and the world at large. Literally, these rules are what holds or that makes it possible for us to make certain choices around your country or even in the world. Now, I'll go further and simply put it that they are agreed upon basic rights, basic principles, basic rules, okay, that are considered legal around the world. Okay, so if you go to Canada, a certain right is a certain right in Canada. If you go to Asia, this particular right is also the same thing in Asia. So there are things that I think people that created the rules and laws of the world came together and said, okay, you know what, let's create something called human rights. So they are agreed upon rights around the world. Now, I said agreed upon because before I can exercise my human right, before I can stand on my human right and say, okay, oh, it's been violated, someone else has to agree. So it's not an individual acclaimed right. It's not something I woke up in the morning and say, you know what, I have the right to come into your house. No. So it is something that someone else has to agree with. But majority of the people have to agree with. That's why I said agree with. Now, this right has to be in line with the constitution of the country you're in. It has to be in line with the particular country you find yourself. Okay, so just as I said, there are certain things that are called fundamental rights. These are like the basic rights. These are like the things that we know, everybody, general rights. But there are also rights that differ based on where you find yourself at a certain time, based on the country you find yourself. So literally, whatever you are doing has to be in line with the constitution of the country you find yourself living at or in at any given time. Now, for the purpose of being specific, we are going to start nationalizing from this point on, okay? So before we go further again, I want us to understand who a citizen is. Remember, Richard said that they are the rights and obligations of a citizen. So who is a citizen? This will give us better understanding. Now, a citizen is a person who legally belongs to a country, either by birth, either by naturalization, either by adoption, or any other means of acquiring citizenship. Okay, guys. So the next step is some duties and responsibilities of a citizen. Why am I saying this? I know that the topic we have today is understanding human rights. I'm just trying to touch around the things that that are around human rights as a definition. Now, these are some of the things that are expected of you as a citizen of a country. Number one, you need to pay your tax. You need to be a taxpayer. The country is working based on majorly on tax payment. Okay, having to remit your tax as a business owner, as a company makes you a citizen of that country. Now, another expectation is that you are expected to vote when there's an election coming up and you're of age. Based on the constitution of the country you're in, you're expected to come out and vote. Another thing is you obey the laws. They say you can't go into someone's house uninvited. You obey that law. Traffic laws, you have to obey the traffic laws. You can't just walk up and start bullying or slapping on someone. You have to obey those laws. You cannot steal. You cannot. All those laws of that particular country you're a citizen of, you have to obey them. Now, another one is defending your country. It is expected of you as a citizen not to be comfortable where they are tarnishing the image of your country. Okay, as a citizen, you're supposed to say, hey, you know what? Don't talk about Nigeria like that. Don't talk about my country like that. We are supposed to defend to the best of your ability. You are not a security officer. Okay, another one is jury duty. I don't know if they do jury duty in Nigeria. I don't know. If they do, I haven't been called. I hope to be called one day. I don't know if they do jury duty, but I would like to find out about that. But that's one of the things, responsibilities of the citizen. Now, another one is staying informed. Get informed with what's happening in your country. Don't be somebody that doesn't know what's going on. Get informed with what's going on. Another one is promotion of peace. You promote peace. You're not the one that instigates war. You're not the one that starts problems. You're not whatever because you know that it's for the betterment of your country. You instigate peace. You promote peace. Sorry. Another one is loyalty to your country. Okay, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be loyal, honest, and serve Nigeria with all my heart. All those are in your pledge, basically. Now, etc., etc. This list goes on. But moving on, guys. Now, performing your duties as a citizen gives you more standing when carrying out your human rights, when saying, oh, I know my rights. Okay, I'll give you guys a personal story. I went to Lagos, which is like the commercial city of Nigeria, right? And when I went to Lagos on a business trip. It was a business trip. When I was done buying and getting all of the things I wanted to get, I noticed I was so short of cash. And I was leaving the next day. My ticket was booked and everything was booked and I was ready to go. Now, so I told the person that has been carrying me around, I was like, okay, somebody that I know very, very well. So it's not somebody that, I told him, I said, you know what? I don't have someone money to pay for my previous hotel. I want to go for a lesser hotel, preferably something close to the airport because my flight is an early flight. I don't want to miss it, Lagos and their Wahala. So I want something close to Ikeja, which is very close to the airport. And also, I don't want something too expensive. So he takes me to this hotel and I'm like, okay, you know what? We got there pretty late. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just. It's just one night. I just close my eyes and in a couple of hours I'm out of here. I'm like, let's go ahead. So I stay in this hotel. Now I was done. I was happy with all I bought in Lagos. I was happy to come back to my state and fill up my store and start selling and making money. So I go off trying to have a good night, have a good shower, play nice music, and I was just out of the bathroom. And the next day, I started hearing some noise outside. There was some rumble outside the door. And I'm like, what's going on? Well, it's none of my business. You know hotels now, they probably have a bar, people are drinking. So I'm like, maybe somebody has carried somebody's baby. So I'm like, none of my business. Until they got to my door. Somebody kept banging. Open this door. Open this door. Like, who are you? Open the door. I'm not expecting anybody. Who are you? Then I heard the voice of the manager who took money from me. Say, ma, please open the door. It's the hotel manager. And I opened the door, and then these officers, some plain wearing officers, some uniform men barge into my room. Hey, who are you? You're a prostitute. You're in this one. You're in that one. Guys, all this was happening, and I wasn't at first. I didn't know what was going on until I read the situation. And the situation I read was that apparently the bar in the hotel had some kind of like call girls, or in the bar. So the hotel was being known for harboring. So they just came and they saw me, and guys, the worst part of it was that I had just recently dyed my hair blonde, and had gone on a low cut and had recently dyed my hair blonde. So they're like, see hair, you know that. And I kept, when I read that was the situation, there was a stirring up in my spirit, there was a ginger in my spirit, there was a gagagba in my spirit. And I was like, God, you cannot do this to me. I am a citizen of Nigeria. You guys cannot do this. It was a crazy experience. I'm laughing about it now, but it was really scary. And then they took us to the bus. So basically, they were just going around the place and picking up people that were not. I think it was a coffee or something. And they were picking up people that were there. But all through the ride from the hotel to the bus, inside the bus, I was shouting at the top of my lungs. I was saying, no, I pay my tax. I pay your salary as a policeman. My tax pay your salary as a policeman. You can't do this. You are violating me. It was hot for them in that car. In fact, even the girls that they caught that were used to that kind of thing, like, calm down now, calm down. Why are you doing like a child? I said, no, it never happens to me. This is normal. It never happens. This is not normal to me. Now, I was able to voice that thing out because I had good standing with being a citizen of Nigeria. I don't know if that makes sense. Of course it makes sense, yeah. So I had good standing of being a citizen of Nigeria. And at the end of the day, it was obvious, even with the way I was treated, it was obvious that, hey, this girl knows her onions, avoid that more. Guys, I'll give you the conclusion of that story later. Ask me. Yeah. Okay, so we're going back to it now. So it is important that we note that not all rights are fundamental. They have some other rights that are higher than them. But we're going to be talking about the fundamental, which means the basic, that is accessible to all Nigerians. Now, number one is your right to life. So that's why people are charged with murder. That's why people are charged with homicide. That's why people are charged with, because nobody has the right to take the life of somebody else. Number two, we have the right to a fair hearing. For example, I'm accused of stealing. I have the right to say, okay, you know what? I want to make sure that I am in the court with my peers. I'm judged with a jury of my peers and all that. So you have the right to be heard fairly. If you're being accused of something, they cannot just be they're accusing you, they're executing you. That's why they are always against jungle justice. So that doesn't give the human being the right to fair hearing. Now, another one is the right to vote and to vote. voted for. As a citizen of Nigeria or as a citizen of any country, you have the right, in line with the constitution that holds the country, to vote and to be voted for. For any reason you want to run for office, you have to go to the constitution. What does it take for me to run for office? Nothing is stopping you. Just be in the frame of the constitution and you are good. Now another one is the right to freedom. I can move around. I'm not a prisoner to pretend, but despite I haven't committed a crime, I'm free, right? Now another one is right to freedom of thought. You can think whatever you want to think. Nobody's going to kill you for thinking. So go ahead, let your mind and imagination run while nobody's stressing you. So you have every right to say, what are you thinking? You're under arrest for thinking. No, nothing like that. Okay, so another one is the right to have a private life. Sometimes you see all the celebrities, they don't even tell you guys anything. Like, why is not doing that? But that is literally their fundamental human right. They have the right to choose the kind of life they want to live, either an open life or a private life. Another one is choice of religion. You have the right to wake up today and say, okay, you know what, I want to be a Muslim, I want to be a Christian, so you have the right to choose what religion you want to go with. Now another one is right to freedom from discrimination. Okay, don't discriminate. That's where you have issues. That's why people have issues with favoritism and nepotism. Okay, don't discriminate against me because I'm not a Yoruba man. Don't discriminate. It's my right to sit on this seat because I am a Nigerian, not because I am an Igbo person, not because I am a Yoruba person, not because I'm a Hausa person. It is my right, based on my constitutional right, to fight of, I'm free from discrimination. Now another one is right to acquire landed property. Every Nigerian in the scope of the constitution, I will always put that because that's very important, has a right to own a landed property. Another one is right for free movement. I'm moving from Abuja to Lagos. If I want to walk on the road, nobody will say don't walk. If I want to use my bike, nobody will say don't use my bike. If I want to trek, if I want to use boats, if I want to fly, if I want to walk, I can go from one state to another. In the confinement of my constitution, I have the freedom to move. Now another one is right to a peaceful gathering. Now this is the one that concerns us right now because that's what is going on. Now peaceful gathering includes protest, includes meeting, includes an assembly. Okay, all of this is just when people are gathering. Now the key word here is peaceful. The key word here I want you guys to know is peaceful. You have the right to a peaceful gathering. No chaos, not a chaotic gathering, not a peaceful. You say you're doing a protest, walk peacefully and protest, loudly sing your songs, do whatever you want to do, but the key word, capital letter, peaceful gathering. Okay? Yeah. Now these listed above are sacred. Okay, they are sacred human rights and they are not to be tampered with. As long as you are a citizen and you are within the laws of the constitution, within the confinement of the constitution of that said country you are in, your laws, your rights are not tampered with. Okay, in any case of violation of this fundamental human right, the victim has every right to seek justice against the violator in court. You have every right to seek justice against the violator. Anybody that violates your human rights, you have the right to seek justice. Now, that said, this brings us to the end of today's episode of Keeping It Real. But I can't go without saying this to you. The interest of people in a country is to have a working country. A country that works. A country that the basics are easily accessible to the common man at their level. I'm saying it this way because the society is made up of different levels of people. There's an issue when things become difficult to the extent of people becomes unaffordable. Regardless of who is on the seat of power, it is a democracy. Therefore, it is a people's-based government. Policies should work for the people. Policies should favor the people. I'm not going to say that I saw a documentary that broke down the how Nigeria got into trouble. I don't know how true that documentary is, but I would say from the knowledge that I have that if you're trying to fix something that is spoiled, you don't just go in and grab it up, especially when it has to do with people. Agree, there's a damage that is deep, but repairing everything all at once is not the answer. It will take, if you do that, it will take its toll on people. People will suffer. The people that the government is supposed to favor will suffer because the government wants to repair everything at once. It took a while for this damage to happen. So why not repair it steps by steps? So I feel like if this is done step by step, the toll on people will be reduced. That said, please stay safe. Please stay peaceful. Nigeria is not at war. We are not at war. Love, love. Bye.